Hey, it's me, Annalisa, with My Spiritual Friend. I am back. I hope you guys had a really good weekend. I had an amazing weekend. I can't wait to tell you about it. So I have some new subscribers, and so I want to say thank you and welcome. I hope you guys enjoy it here. And my oldies but goodies, thank you for joining me. Hello, Rochelle, Annie, Danny, Music for the Vibe. And I'm sorry I'm late tonight. I had a whole weekend of classes. I did an energy healing course for 5 hours yesterday and 5 hours today. I went and participated, and it was through Holistic Studies Institute in New York City, just refer to as the city. And it was awesome. This is a place that I've been taking classes at for years. And my mentor, Stephen Robinson, who if you ever want to draw a ton, he's expensive, but he's been doing readings forever. And he's the founder of Holistic Studies, and he founded it in 1977. But I'm totally honored because he asked me to teach the next certified energy healers class. So I'm super, super pumped. So look for that if you guys are in the area or whatever, starting next year. Super excited. So it was an awesome weekend, and lots of really cool things are happening. So trust and believe in manifestation and good energy. All right. So for the business, I am not a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. And you guys are all totally okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll get started. And as Rochelle says, show support, like and subscribe. Again, I'm not trying to game the system. There's all kinds of ways that you can do to figure out the algorithms and have 1 million subscribers and all of that. I don't really care about that. I want to do a super organic and real thing and just have a community of really lovely, like-minded people who are here for healing and have, just a spiritual path of their own and all of that. So, all right, let's see. I'm just trying to get to the questions so we can get started. Sherry, you're up first. I would like my guides to give me advice on your career. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? My bliss comes and goes. So let's talk about that, Sherry. Oof. Sherry, have you been working on opening up your third eye and sort of your own intuition? Because I just felt like this pressure of my head wanting to explode, but it doesn't feel like headache feeling. And they said it. So I'm going to say that I feel like you are, and they said you're on the right path. Sorry. So they said your bliss comes and goes because you're sort of learning to step into the duality of what you're doing. So I really do feel like you're doing some more healing work. Does this make sense to you? Hang on, let me see. Oh, who's chatting with jokes? Who is this? I don't see any jokes. Is there someone chatting and saying rude jokes? Yes, you are. Okay. Headaches all weekend. Okay. I feel like this is, nobody yet. Okay. Well, we're just going to set the intention that we're going to have a good time tonight. I seriously had such an amazing weekend. My daughters were missing me because they're used to mommy being around all the time. So that was hard, but it was such a great weekend and so good for my own growth. So sometimes we have to focus on that a little bit in order to help others grow too. And I think it'll be really great for them to see their mommy doing these things. So anyway, have you been opening up your working on your psychic abilities, Sherry? I said yes. So I'm guessing that was a yes for that one. Currently work in the IT field. Yeah. But I feel like what I felt like is you're working on your own intuitive development. And so you're in this dual, when I said the dual, 1 foot in one world and 1 foot in the other. Yeah, every day you try. Okay. So they're encouraging you and telling you and validating that you are doing really good work in your development, your psychic intuitive development, and they're encouraging you to keep doing that. You're sort of going to feel like you're living with one foot in two worlds right now. That's why you have that feelings of bliss and feelings of not bliss. I don't feel a huge career change yet. It feels like 3 years down the road is when you sort of make this shift into the new. I actually feel like I keep feeling healing modalities. So I don't know if that means you go back to school and become a nurse, or if you do more of a metaphysical healing or become into more of a spiritual healer. But it just feels like making this big shift in 3 years. So IT for a little while longer. But the reason why the bliss is the feeling of bliss, no bliss, is because you're sort of starting to shift and make your change into being the duality of it. Okay. Just real quick, amethyst. I'm just going to say this, just because I noticed it and I was like, huh, Al Franken, that like just caught me and pulled me. There are people like trolls and bots that make fake accounts as a way to try and trick other people. I don't think it's somebody stalking you. It just feels like someone as a way trying to catfish. So make sure you report that profile, because they're what is the term? Pretending to be somebody else? That's not the term I want. There's an actual like legal phrase. Identity theft, whatever. I've had to report people on Twitter and Instagram that are pretending to be, what was one of them? Who's that guy? The dude who was supposedly connected with Epstein, the royal over there. Someone was saying they were him following me. And Eminem, and there's all those kind of things. You just have to report them. They're just fake accounts. Okay. All right. So Sherry, I hope that was helpful. All right. Rochelle, you're always so sweet. Blessings to you too. Seriously though, everything is really good with me. So you asked about, is your connection with Tavante still in process? That feels like a work relationship. It doesn't feel romantic. And I feel like, yes, I do feel like it's slower. I don't know what the holdup is. It just feels like, I don't know if it's like scheduling conflicts or whatever else, but it's like he still has you in the back of his head and he really wants to get on it. It's just like he's got a lot on his plate right now. So I don't know if that, sorry, itchy nose. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh, romantic due to past hurt. It just feels like it doesn't feel romantic. So it feels more businessy to me. So that I don't feel the love in it. So you're very distant. So that's why. It feels like making a connection in a couple weeks, but it doesn't feel like, again, it doesn't feel like romantic. It actually feels very business-like, so I have gone and done readings for people in their home and had couples, like not as a couple, but reading one of the woman and literally like seeing the ring on her finger and knowing she's legally married, but feeling literally no relationship at all. So it just feels very business-like. It doesn't feel rude and disruptive. It just feels very like business-like. You haven't seen him in a long time. He may reach out in a couple of weeks, but I don't feel like, again, it doesn't feel, it just feels like busy, whatever. Okay. If you want to totally sever the cords and ties, if you feel like you've learned your lesson from it and there's no need for it anymore, I highly recommend, visualizing the cord that connects the two of you, this light that connects the two of you. And like, sort of like, I always see things in very medical terms, I think because of my nursing background. So I always see things as like connecting and removing, as if you're removing like a mole or something, right? So you remove it and then like seal it up and heal it and send it back to him with love. Because truly, what you do to another does come back to you. So you always want to release things with love. And then like, just visualize packing your stomach in that area with like lots of green light, or green gel, like, because green is always the healing color. If you look at, in my class, it was really cool because my teacher, Stephen, talked about when they do Kirlian photography, and it supposedly takes the picture of your auras, your energy field. That when somebody's doing a healing, they actually see green light emanating out of them, or when someone is a healer, they see the green light. So green is always associated with healing. I think it's the color of Archangel Raphael, who is the healing archangel. So you want to picture always like filling it. That's what I do. That's how I do when I do some of the healing work. I do picture filling it with green light. And always send it with love. Do it in a loving manner, with love, not with like, get out of here, I'm so done with you, because you're not done with somebody that way. All right, Regine Joseph, you're very welcome. Could I please tell you career path you should go into, please? Love or kids in the future? That's a whole reading. That's not a question. I put your names, just so you know, if you're new here, I type your names as I'm doing your reading, so that if you do go and find the playback, it's also a way to keep me organized and remember who I've read for, because otherwise I get in this like psychic amnesia mode and I can't remember anything. Also, there's that form of psychic amnesia, not just for mine, but for you guys, where you're like, I don't know who you're talking about. And 3 weeks later, you'll remember who or what, or you'll make the connection. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just always kind of sit with something, because it may make sense later. It doesn't make sense now. All right. So Regine, I feel like there's a grandma here. She is little and feisty, and she is somebody who tells it like it is. Does this make sense to you? Like your grandma would tell it like it is? If it is not a grandmother, it is a great grandmother, and she tells it like it is. Are you with me, Regine? Am I saying your name right? Man, y'all don't do this. Don't leave a question and then leave me hanging and go to another channel and watch some other YouTube. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to start setting a rule. If you start doing this, if you do it repeatedly, I will be blocking you, because it's a waste of everybody. You're here with me. Good. Regine, is that what your grandma would do? Because she has a message for you and she's telling it like it is. Okay. Jemiah, I'm not talking to you. Stay with me though. Regine, she said, you better get your sheet together, because she said you're being lazy. This is as far as your career path. And she said, it's good, well, and up to you. It's almost like you're blocking yourself out of fear of failure. And listen to me, you cannot be successful without failing along the way. That is how it is. So she's like sitting here poking and prodding you. She goes, why are you worrying about love and kids when you don't even have the money coming in? So basically, she wants you to do it. Get your ducks in a row. Get your ducks in a row and do this in order. This is grandma. This is not me. I would be much kinder. I'm kidding. She says this with a lot of love and kindness. But she's kind of saying like, you kind of got to get your stuff together. She's not telling me what career path you're supposed to take, what direction you're supposed to go. Though I do feel like, I see computers and finance, so I don't know if it means doing like IT work for a financial company or a bank or something like that, but it feels like more that related rather than being like holistic healer, things like that. You understand that? Okay, good. So know that she says it with love. She is proud of you, but get your together. All right. I'm going to leave you with that. So all of that other stuff is coming, but it's like focus on having the funds and stuff come in. Also, I feel like your energy will shift up and you'll have so much more pride and self-respect for your, when you're kind of doing your thing. All right. I'm glad you understand. But it's with love, I promise. Hello, Ellen, Pisces girl, moving to the new apartment, the right move for my mother, Victoria. I heard yes, it is. Let me put your name down. Wait. Pisces girl. Yeah, I feel like definitely it is. I feel like in her current place, there's some kind of like something that's actually bothering her allergies. Like it's actually making her maybe a little bit sick. I feel like also there's more light in the new apartment. So it feels like just energetically, it's a better place for her. Hi, Julie. A couple of weeks ago, I said, I thought your husband had pain in his head. And this weekend he fell on the ice and hit a rock on the side. On his side, and he probably broke a rib. All right. Let's do some energy stuff. Is it okay? I hope you want, I don't have, pictures are always easier. So I'm just going to focus on his name. Do you have a name for him, Julie? I will send him some energy real quick. Just do a little quick ditty since it's not really a question. Ooh, Laura, I actually do see a stable long-term relationship. I'm gonna do Julie's real quick. But I saw yours. You asked about stable long-term relationship coming, and I said yes. And I actually feel like it's coming in pretty quickly here. So I heard 2 to 3 weeks. But pretty quick. Don't freak out. I feel like it's not the first date you go on, but like the second date you go on. So second person maybe. Will. All right. Oh, I called it. Okay. All right. So Julie, let's send Will some energy. If you guys all want to do this, it's always a really good exercise too. If you're into the whole learning, I'm just going to close my eyes real quick. If you'll give me a minute. Thank you for being patient. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit. Just feel yourself. See the light, a white light in the center of your stomach, sort of halfway between your belly button and your heart chakra. See that light expanding. You're now going to see a white light coming through the back of your neck, passing through your arms, and forming like a ball of white light in your hands. And we're all going to focus on the name Will. I'm going to guess his last name's Owens, Will Owens. And we're going to send him healing to his ribs and wherever else the light intuitively knows to go to heal his body. And we're going to just see Will being healed and pain-free. And being able to breathe deep and laugh with ease and move with ease and sit up with ease. And so it is. And then you just trust. You just trust. That's what faith is. That's what prayer is. You ask with faith as if it's already given. That's what you do with healing. Danny, will your mediumship abilities evolve soon? Not as soon as you want. Not as soon as you want, but sooner than you think is what I heard. So, so I'm just asking him what would be helpful for you. So the feeling I get is trusting what you hear, is learning to really trust what you hear. Um, it's almost like feeling like I need to open up more. I need to like, it's like, I, it's that feeling I get when I sort of can't quite hear something loud enough. And I'm like, and it just sounds like noise. Like when you're talking on the phone and it's kind of going in and out. Sorry, I feel like somebody's listening that like works for a mobile carrier or something. That's like, not if you worked with this. So spit it out. What I would say is also changing your belief system. So, like mantras you can do for shifting the energy and moving things. So it would be like, I easily hear spirit talking to me. All the communication comes through clearly, or I easily know what spirit is trying to say. One thing, they're saying also remember that when you're doing mediumship, that when you're speaking to, okay, they said also don't be afraid, because I feel like there's a fear element there that's sort of blocking you. Trust that your guides will always keep you safe. I sort of get annoyed when I see things about, negative energy and gotta like stave it off, because that sort of then like brings in the whole religious aspect of like keeping fear-based things. And the reality is like, I wish there was a better term for it, maybe lower vibrational energy and high vibrational energy, and not putting a this is better than that type of thing on it, but rather like these all exist within the universe, and they sort of all have to exist within the universe because it provides balance. And so neither is better than the other, but they just are. And they just don't always match up or feel good. So if you're vibrating up here, it doesn't feel good to be down here on the low vibrational, sticky, heavy thing. Like some people like to lounge around and be super like, just laid back, whatever. And other people are like, they have to go, 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 go. And sitting in the lower, hanging out, laid back. Not to say that the lower vibrational is necessarily laid back. It's just, they're just different, right? So it's like taking the fear out of it and trusting that you're well protected, and just knowing, it's that knowing and believing that, creating that belief system. You don't have to put up all these walls and lights and carry all these things. I sort of have created this. When I hold this, it just is, I don't know. It just like sort of, it's like a Pavlov's dog thing more so than it really does anything, right? Things have power if we give them power. So sort of remove that negative part of it. And I think that will help ease you into it a little bit better. The other thing is like, as you build a language, which you're building a language when you do any psychic stuff or mediumship work, it takes time. When a baby learns a language, or when you're first walking to say you're taking Spanish, right? You don't start in conversational Spanish. You start with puerta, you start with, me llamo Ana, right? You start with lápiz, papel, bolígrafo, libro, and then you start learning places, biblioteca, things like that. You don't start with, me llamo Ana, estoy una enfermera. You don't just start speaking the language and talking. Oh, estoy una reverend. I don't know how to say that. Ministerio. So just know that like it takes time, and you get really excited when you start something new and you find it something that you can do, but it takes time to build that language, and it's so you don't get overwhelmed and shut down. And they sort of introduce it that way because they know as humans we're sort of limited in that. Like if we got it all at once, we could have a psychotic break. And my teacher actually said that this weekend. He's seen that happen. So I fortunately have not, but it can happen. I hope I typed your name. I go on tangents. I hope it was helpful. Oh, cool. Kansas City girl. I'm glad you felt it. Listen, it can never hurt to send healing and love and good things out into the world. Never, ever, ever. Sorry, my eyes are a little wah-wah. Ellen, could you tell whether CFRE is a good use of my time and money? What is CFRE? Because I don't know what that is. So I sort of like, I don't know. No, baby girl, you did not get skipped. Muchísimas gracias, Laura. Nació en Texas, entonces oído mucho, mucho español. Oh, certificate for fundraising executive. I feel like yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Nope, not closed yet. I started late tonight, Ken. I'm about to close, so get your questions in. So, Ellen, that was a definite yes on that one. Okay, that girl, Brixt. What the heck does that mean anyway? I've always wondered that. Don't worry about it. What kind of major should I do? I'm a international business major currently. Is this the right major for me, or should I do international relations? I actually feel international relations because I actually feel you doing more like I can't think of what they call them. It feels more like, oh my, for Christ's sakes, right brain. Diplomacy, doing more diplomacy rather than business work. And I actually feel you like sort of opening up your own intuitive abilities, not to go do readings and stuff, but to really help you with empathy and dealing with other countries. But that's sort of what I feel you doing. Sorry, I type weird sometimes, but you know what I mean. So that's all that matters. Okay. Bonita, general reading. Absolutely. Here you go. Have you become like more list oriented or more like checking off the list, checking off the goals? Because it was like I could hear. And do you also keep like a pencil behind your ear when you're doing things, or a pen behind your ear? Because it was like, or like stuck in your hair. I used to sometimes stick pens in my hair when I worked. It sounds weird, but it like wouldn't hold behind my ear comfortably. But like it's that feeling of like I could hear the page turn and like looking and go, humming. Is it on the list? Is on the list? But then I could see you in the past being much more carefree and like it feels like you like you would really like you get so dressed up and like just look amazing. Not that you don't now, but it was like this different, like you had a different, like you just really like went out. What do they call it? Like looking like going out dressed up to the nines and just really like. It's like you haven't done that. You've gotten so focused on goals and goal oriented. You forgot how to have fun. And they're sort of like, just don't forget how to have fun. Make sure you're still doing that too. Because your list is going to get all checked off. Don't worry. they're reminding you too that like when you die and on your deathbed, you're not going to worry about your list. You're going to worry about, did I have fun? Did I do it? Like, did I do it well that way? Does that make any sense? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close it up because I'm at 30 minutes. So I'll stay and answer all the rest of these questions, but no new questions, please. And you understand. Okay, perfect. Okay. Sorry, I just was checking to make sure I didn't like validations, etc., etc. Sorry, I have to sometimes remember who I just did a reading for. Okay, Bonita. Whew. Okay, got it. Isha, what does my ex feel about me at the current time? Doesn't feel anything, just doesn't think about it. And then like the other part of me goes, why do so many of you worry about what your ex feels? Their ex is for a reason. I feel like there wasn't a lot of love and respect in that relationship, and that's why it ended. I feel like it's not about rejecting you. It's about learning the lesson and moving on, and about vibrational matches changing. I just keep hearing, don't look back, don't look back. You've got good things coming. And it feels like, who is this? It's a very faint voice. So this is somebody who, I don't know if it's an aunt. Do you have an aunt in spirit? But it feels like somebody who, they're having a hard time like making a really strong connection. So when someone makes a really strong connection easily, it's usually there's either they've been over for a long time and kind of done the healing themselves, or they were really spiritual in life. So because they already sort of understand this part of it, I'm not talking religious, I'm talking spiritual, that the communication becomes easier. And that's what it feels like. It feels like this very faint connection, like a very thin connection. And I keep feeling like alcoholism or something like that, addiction or dependency issues. Is there a woman that would be in spirit that would be like an aunt, mom's friend, maybe his side? I don't know. Maybe he has alcoholism. It might be an aunt from his side talking about the alcoholism then. Listen, this is the truth. Alcoholics, addicts, they are liars. Any 12-step program will tell you they are liars. They protect their addiction, and they put themselves first. They do not worry about you. They do not worry about anybody else. So I encourage you, if go to like an Al-Anon meeting, or to look for an Al-Anon meeting, right? And just go and even if you don't talk, just listen to other people and their stories, because what you're going to see is not so much like it could be so much worse, but just behavioral patterns people talk about the way addicts and alcoholics are. Research about codependency, because it's really important to heal that part of yourself, because If you don't heal that part of yourself, you will continually bring people in that you feel like you have to heal. And you will do codependent things in other relationships. Healers often get involved with alcoholics or people that need healing. I believe you that you're done with it. I truly do believe you that you're done with it. I would really highly recommend just reading, even reading about codependency. But I do recommend, I love therapy. I think therapy is a gift for yourself. Look into Al-Anon meetings near you, support groups for partners of alcoholics, things like that. If it's not Al-Anon, if there's not something near you, but there probably is. They're pretty prevalent. Just to really understand why you would pick somebody like that and look at that. It's huge. And once you start to heal yourself, your life just really opens up for opportunities for you. Good night, Danny. Have a great week. Man, y'all, I have a lot to get through. All right. Kansas girl. You've been a widow for 10 years and starting to think about you might open to a relationship. What do I think about that? I think that's fantastic. That means you're starting to heal and and know that it's okay to keep loving. So that's not psychic. I think that's fantastic. And they're applauding you. Everybody moves at their own pace with grief and with healing. And it comes in waves and there is no timeline. So just trust that if you feel like it's the right time, it's the right time. Dip your toe in. They show me like dipping a little toe in the water. So, I asked about like online dating. It feels like that, but it actually feels like, so I don't know if you're more, it feels like meeting somebody through some kind of also a group. Cause I keep seeing I don't know why I keep seeing like a church group. So I don't know if you go to church or whatever, but it feels like sort of finding somebody who's a little more spiritually like-minded. I'll put it that way. I don't know if I typed your name, so let me do that real quick. Hi, Steph. My past friend, his name was Christian. So I can't always guarantee that someone will come through. Sometimes people come through and sometimes they don't. I'm going to sit on your stuff because all I keep seeing is somebody where I don't know if he hung himself or what, but I just feel like very tight in my throat. And I keep seeing like this, like a black choker collar. So I don't know if that means literally like I used to wear like that, like, in the 90s when it was cool to wear like the tighter necklaces around your neck, or if I actually hung myself, but it feels very tight around my neck. Does that make sense? You don't need luck, Kansas girl. ST, this is for you, Steph. He had a heart attack. Did he wear a choker collar? Or not a choker collar, but like, one of those tight neck, like, you know what I'm talking about? Think of the 90s and even dudes wear these like, such a bad look. But these like necklaces that were short. The only other recommendation I have is if they don't come through clear for me, I don't know who this is. Does anybody have anybody? I need some answers and feedback because I can't. sit on this for too long because it feels terrible, to be honest with you. Okay. Does anybody have somebody that passed? This is a young man coming through who would have been around 20. Um, Straight, long hair, has a little bit of oiliness to it. Like it's not, and hung themselves. Yeah. Or Kansas girl, your husband hung himself. Was he younger? And did he have like straight brown hair? Kansas girl, does this make sense? Did he have straight brown hair? Would it have leaned towards the side of being more oily? Like had to wash it? Like my hair is not oily. My hair is leans to I don't ever get like greasy looking hair. And did he look young for his age? Thank you, music for the vibe. I got that. Did he look young for his age though? Yes, young for his age. No, I think it's him. I don't know why. It's that feeling of, did something happen to his head also? Natalie, I'm not taking any new questions tonight. Uh, Kansas girl, did something happen to his head though? This is the right side of my head. So I just feel like this person is very dark, heavy energy. And it's that feeling of, blaming yourself for a really long time. And almost like, I almost in life, I feel like I would have put it on you to like make you feel like you had to make me happy or help me heal. He became delusional. Like almost blaming you in a way during his life. Yeah. Did he start a new medication towards the end? Blaming and angry, yeah. Because I actually feel like the feeling I get is like a new medication and like it wasn't balanced to me. And that's what sort of sent me over the edge. Does that make sense? He was bipolar. Ton of meds. Was there a new one added though? It feels like there's a new one added and it didn't balance right. And that's actually what sent me over the edge. Yeah. That's what I feel like. That's the feeling I get from him is that it is. And it feels also like he wants you to move on. He hasn't wanted you to hold on to this for so long. It's that feeling of like, you shouldn't have had to hold on to this for as long as you have. Danielle, I'm not doing any new readings for tonight. You'll have to come back next week. I'm just finishing up with everybody else that's that I put in. Yeah, they added so many meds. I do feel like down the road, by the way, with mental health and a lot of stuff that's coming out of big pharma and how things affect us. I do feel like we will be treating mental health differently and we won't be throwing meds at things. It doesn't mean that there won't be any meds used. It just means it will be done differently with a lot more better understanding about interactions and how they heal and studies not being hidden. You're very welcome, Kansas girl. It's just that feeling like it's okay to move on, and he wants you to do that. Woof. Sorry. I'm going to sage myself on that one just to lighten up my energy a little bit. All right. Back at it. Steph, I'm coming back to you only because I just want to step away from the energy really quick. And I don't know why, but I feel like I have to come back to you, but I will give you a general reading because I did see that you wrote that. All right, everybody breathe on that one. That was very, very heavy. And that's okay. We all need to, like, sometimes we need that healing too. And Kansas girl, you needed that. And I'm super happy that I was able to pass that along tonight. It just takes a few breaths to push that out. It's really heavy. Okay. 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 Sorry. I just need to move back into my lighter energy a little bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna do. Let's see. Steph, I'm coming back to you because I'm just going to kind of go in order, and you wrote it down a little bit later, so I'm going to get to you. Don't worry, just hang with me. Julie Owens, do I have any messages for you in spirit? Oh, they literally said, I was like, does she? And they go, no, her purpose for being here was to get healing for her husband. And don't take that the wrong way. I think that there's a really huge part of your own spiritual development that needs to learn to trust again, and to see miracles happen around you. So I don't know what that means, but that's literally what I heard. So I'm leaving you with that there was a reason for you to be here, and the healing was really, really, really important. Danny, you said you love videos talking about spiritual stuff. Me too. Blue Storm, thank you for the congratulations. Any career messages for you? I heard no, stay the course. So you sort of know where you're headed on that. And it just feels like keep doing what you're doing for right now. Nothing new, no changes. Wish there was a love button. Me too. Ola K. If I see you having any more kids, I have 2 at the moment. I heard 3, but then not 4. So it'll be like, I don't know if you, so it's that feeling of like, I don't know if you have like 2 boys or 2 girls right now, and then having one of the same sex, and then everybody going, aren't you going to try for this one? And you're like, no. So does that make sense? Do you have like 2 of the same sex? I know I'm the psychic, I should know, but sometimes things don't come through just as lovely as that is. You have 1 boy and 1 girl. Are you worried about having twins? Because whatever they said is 3, but not 4. And I don't know why they said it specifically that way, but it was 3, but not 4. And people always say to me, because I have 3 girls, are you going to try for the boy? I'm like, no, I wasn't meant to have boys. Clearly, I'm having girls, and I'm not having any more. 3 is enough. Ola K, does that make sense? Like that you're worried of having twins? You were thinking no more. It does feel like there's a gap in between them. So maybe you had them 2 apart. But there's a gap that happens. I actually feel like that little soul is around you. And either you know it or one of your kids knows it, but someone in that house knows. I've seen a little baby around. 6 years apart. I feel like both of your kids are sensitive. Does that make sense? So your little boy, I feel like, is empathic and is very sensitive to people's energies, feelings, illness, et cetera, et cetera. And I actually feel like your daughter does see spirit. Does that make sense? King, my stream started. I'll answer your question on this if you want to hang out. The one that you typed the whole long. Did I know of Kamala Harris? Blah, 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 blah. I'll answer that on that in just a minute. Ola K, does that make sense? Your kids being psychically sensitive? So one is sees spirit. The other one, the little boy, I feel like is very sensitive to energies. Your daughter, she's 4 and she has bad dreams. She sees spirit. So what I do for my kids when they're having a harder time with dreams, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Can't forget all those other people. Happy winter solstice coming soon. No, Annie, you did not miss your turn. If you're bouncing in and out of channels, though, then I don't know what to tell you because I'm going to start blocking people when they do that because it stinks for everybody around. I don't know when you're next. I'm going to get to everybody's questions. If people would answer me quicker, then I would. Oh, okay. I'm trying to help you out, give you some more, but whatever. I'm done. You guys, this is free. Remember that. So if you stay and watch, you know that if you miss your question or not. But, it's like you don't get invited to somebody's house for dinner and then leave and go, I'll be back when it's actually on the table for me. It's a little rude. Just saying. And also because there may be a message in here like that you because sometimes messages cross over where something makes sense for one person that you need to hear as well. Fudge McGudge. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to find where I lost my space. ST. Julia, give her hers. Danny. Got yours. Ola K. Okay, music for the vibe. You're up. Regarding your career. I don't know why. I just felt like stale bread. Does that make sense? Feeling like you're stale with no movement and no growth. Does that make sense? Yay or nay? Thank you, Maria. I bet yes. I know this is like not what you're going to want to hear, but it feels like it's going to have to be stale for a little while longer. Like that feeling of, because you sort of aren't a fan of change. And so it's like feeling like, and you also like to like hold out for a really long time. You're very patient in that way. Like you hold out, you wait, you're very patient with people in the sense that like you give people a lot of rope before you're like, like a lot of rope to hang themselves before you're like, okay, I'm done with you. And it feels that way with this job. Like it's going to take you, I would say, a good 18 months to 2 years before you go, all right, I'm done with this. But there will be a career change, but it's just that far out. Good night, Pisces girl. Hi, Honey Tarot. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I always think it's weird when people call them subs. I know you do. I know that's the YouTube thing. Just my mind goes to like inappropriate, submissive things. Okay, sorry. That's what I'm gonna say. Music for the vibe for you. A bit, yes. Okay. Blah blah blah. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm sorry I'm so slow tonight. There's just been a lot of heavier, bigger things so I'll try and bounce through these quicker. All right, Annie, you're up. Will Mondo react when he finds out that AB? Oh, okay. Remember, I hate when you put signs. I don't really care about your astrological sign. Names mean much more to me. There is a vibration in the name that I don't get with a sign. I don't get with an initial or anything else. So if you can be kind enough, most of you are pretty darn anonymous as it is. And you're energetically trying to shield stuff too, that it like sort of really doesn't help me. So you have to remember to be really open energetically when you're posting the question. You don't have to write a ton, just be really open energetically. Like she'll know what this means. Let her allow her full access, whatever it is, so that I can energetically, they will do, because I sort of have this thing with my guides where it's like, it's a boundary thing and it's out of respect for you. So if you don't want me to enter your area, or you don't want something to be known to me, they won't let me know. And that's a way for me to respect your energy. I've had people read me. I've said this before when I've been in rooms with them and I didn't give them permission to read me, and it is very invasive and it's really not okay. So please, if you want me to answer a question, just energetically be open to it. Don't feel like I have to hide. I don't want anybody to know, because my guides aren't going to tell me. So I don't know if he'll be really mad. It feels like a combination of feelings of being angry that trust was violated, that sort of thing. It doesn't feel really mad, and it's definitely not mad at you, and it's not like inappropriate mad, like going out to like hurt somebody mad. It does feel upset, hurt, sad kind of thing. And Sandra, is there anything your guides want you to know? He said, keep up the good work. They said you've been working to remove blocks, especially. And also, it's funny, you're removing blocks, but you're setting good boundaries. So it feels more like removing energetic blocks so that you're more open intuitively, but also setting healthier boundaries with the people around you. So they said you're doing good work. And just to get through, for sake of time, to get through questions, I'm not scrolling down looking for validation. I'm just going to blow through these. I love you guys, but it's late. Yeah. Messages to Rosewater. What messages does Spirit have regards to your love life? There's no action in my love life at the moment. They said there's not going to be any action in the love life at the moment. It feels like after the first year, you'll start hitting some dates and things like that. But I don't feel like anything serious for you for a while. I feel like it's more focusing on career right now and sort of doing that. And they're like, quit trying to put so much on your plate. Like, it's almost like you've gotten so comfortable with chaos in your life. When it's not chaotic, you don't know what to do. So you try to create the chaos. Stop doing that. Get comfortable in the calm. It's a good space to be. I say that this is coming from somebody who like literally lived in chaos because I grew up in chaos. And so like when it gets really calm, I used to always be like, when's the other shoe going to drop? When's the other, like I live in this panic, like, and then I just learned to like really, really love the calm. So get in that mode. It's healthier. It feels better. And then you'll be like, what the hell was I doing for so long? Just enjoying the chaos. You're welcome. I don't know what that Mystic Dreamer, what is the blocking sign thing you're doing? What? Sorry, now I lost my space. I really should have just rolled through this the way I did. Sorry, guys. I lost my space. Daphne, Blue Storm. Okay, music for the vibes. Annie, buffering, Rosewater. Okay, there. Sorry. Hi, Mallory. I keep hearing Jewel over and over and over, but it feels like not like the singer. It feels like an actual jewel. I don't know what. Does that make any sense? And why do I see you like near like swimming in a pool or water or like outside? Keep in mind I'm in Jersey, right? So like the weather's cold. It's gonna be cold and rainy the next couple days. But it just feels like outside swimming because I feel like water coming off of me in a pool. Okay. Cindy, I'm gonna just before I look for your validation, Mallory, I'll come down and look at it in just a second, but I don't want to lose my space again. This is for Cindy Falkovic. I'm sure your name gets slaughtered all the time in funny, funny ways. True story. In college, I did, and I'm sorry to say, but I needed money. I did cold calling, or I did calling for the Republican Party when I lived in Wisconsin to get donations. And I ended up calling a guy I went to high school with, and I totally slaughtered his name. And it was like the guy that answered was somebody I like recognized his voice when he answered. It was so crazy, but I couldn't be like, hi. I slaughtered his name anyway because I was like nervous. And anyway, just confessing that on air. I won't mention his name, but because I'm still embarrassed by it. Oy. All right. So Cindy, you've been trying to meditate and asking for good spirits only to enter your space. So here's what I do. In my readings, I usually say, surround us with the highest love and light, allowing only those with the highest love and light to come through. Surround us each with a white light of protection, allowing only those with the highest love and light to come through. Charlotte, I do feel like is one of your guides. And this is interesting because it feels like somebody from a past life, but way back. You don't have to worry. I just now set this intention where I don't have to worry. Like, I don't sit down here before I do these readings and go, surround me and protect me and keep me safe, because I know that I am protected. I'm safe, and my guides keep me safe. And I sit in a vibration that really doesn't attract the lower level stuff, right? So I don't worry about it. And I know that there's nothing to fear of it, because it's just a different level of energy, and I don't work with it. You'll know if it's a lower level energy because it just doesn't feel good. So just trust that. Just trust that you are safe. Just, it's a knowing, a sense. If you set the intention, it is. That's what faith is, right? So when you do energy healing, you do energy work, you're putting intention into it, and you're not questioning it. The minute you question it, you open yourself up to lower vibration, or to it not being a healing item. So just trust. And that might be the hardest thing to do, but I had a lot of trust issues. I don't anymore, but I had a lot of trust issues with people because I trust my intuition now. Growing up, because of this thing, the abuse and things that I went through. So it became trust issues then with people, just as an inherent coping mechanism to protect myself. But one thing I have always been able to do is trust my guides, and that they always keep you safe. The divine universe and God have your back, and they will not open you up. You just have to trust that they won't. And then the energy is set. Maria, Hope, relationship with your spouse, where to go from here? I actually feel like counseling, but I feel like therapy for you would be enough. Not that you're the problem. It just feels like it's that feeling of couples therapy might not work. I feel like maybe on his end, not willing to go. But I feel like your end, it feels like it would be really, really beneficial. And once the healing starts and your shifting energy starts to happen, this energy has to shift over here. One cannot move without the other moving. It's like, when if you have a whole bunch of rocks in a jar, right? Like this, here's some of my stones. If you move one and shift it, the others are forced to move. So it's not making him change. It just sort of, when your energy changes, it sort of changes the reaction and the interaction and all of that. Danny, do I mentor other mediums? I do. I haven't done anything paid just yet, so I don't have like a system set up for that. It's something I can look into and sort of figure out. Because it would have to be something where it does take time, where I teach you that way. I've, mentored other people, more of like friends that are, in there. So it's more of an exchange of energy, like bartering type system. You do a reading for me, I do a reading for you, and kind of help you out that way rather than, but we can figure something out if you are really interested in it. I guess Rochelle bounced out because she retracted stuff. Oh, you're buried. Okay. Annie Willamona. Okay, I answered that. Miriam, what do your guides have to say for you, Hannah? I just want to see. I keep forgetting to look at the time and help me find back my place where she's doing old ones. Yeah, I'm doing old ones now. Pygmisha, first of all, I'm really, really, really sorry about your sister and the loss of your sister. I'm not doing any new readings. I'm catching up on everything old. Always know too, when you guys are looking for mediumship readings, if someone doesn't come through, those ones come through the best. When I do, no, I'm not, come through the best when I do private readings. I was looking to see about Mallory, if she answered on here. You're welcome, Cindy. You got to get some rest. Okay. Sorry, Mallory. You're still here waiting for your thoughts on Kamala. I know. Oh my goodness. Oh, you looked Jewel up online. Oh. Okay. Okay. Kamala dropping out doesn't change everything, Doug. Okay, so first of all, I never thought that she would be in it. I really do feel like her years will be 2028 and beyond. I actually think, I know you were like Bloomberg and Trump, blah, blah, blah. They're the same. They are so not the same. Trump is known in the construction industry, and he was known for being a schmuck who didn't pay his bills and stiffed people on their contracts. And Bloomberg is not that way. I actually think Bloomberg is gonna. I feel good about him. I think that if he wins the nomination, and I know, people might be mad because he's a billionaire, blah, blah, blah. He's a businessman, and he's also was the mayor of a largest city in the United States. And he did a pretty good job, and the city did well when he was here. Yes, I know about the stop and frisk. He will have to find somebody who will help build his connections with people of color, because he does falter in that area, but he is a strong contender. That's what I feel. Definitely not like Trump. And I don't know what this end of the world thing is, because I'm sort of reading backwards comments, trying to find stuff. Okie doke. Goodness, there's a lot of y'all here. I'm sorry. Thank you for being patient. I love reading when y'all, my old timers here, like put in the rules like, no, I don't want, she doesn't like signs. You're not allowed anymore. Because I'm not reading the stuff fast enough. So other people will. Thank you. I think Jemiah, I think you're up next. I did Annie. I did. Okay. Jemiah Johnson, you ask. Jemiah, I need some names. Love you, Dove. Oh, here. What? My boyfriend's child father. What? Can I call him baby daddy? Okay. What did he do behind your back this weekend? I think at most flirting with somebody, but not like, I literally hear him being like, you're tripping. Like it feels like, I don't know if you have, this is the feeling I get, like fear of abandonment issues. So you have trust issues, extreme trust issues. It feels like he was out with his friends, maybe having a few drinks, and maybe flirted with somebody, but like that was it. He was just trying to relax, and then came home and sort of like got this earful. I don't know if that makes any sense, but nothing behind your back. Does that make sense, Jemiah? His name is Samuel, but does that make sense? Like going out with his friends, maybe flirted with somebody, but like nothing happened, and like giving you a hard time. How does my free reading work, Jenna? So I come on, and the time I come in, I give about 30 minutes time. You get your questions in, and I stay until I answer them. But I don't, I'm way over tonight, so I'm probably going to have to start changing it the more people that get on here. What do I do for bad dreams for kids? Ola K, just ask me that real quick again, because I don't remember. Oh, for kids, what do I do for bad dreams? Sorry. So I give my kids a crystal. I give them a rock to just sort of help them feel safe. It's something to help them that they can then sleep with. I gotta turn this heater off. I'm hot down here now. I'm wearing my jammy pants. So I give them a rock, a crystal, and it's usually like a smoky quartz to help with the negative, but also explain to them that sometimes it's just your brain trying to work and kind of suss out the messages. It's not always something bad is going to happen. I don't know if you went out, but it's like that feeling of like drinking and having a couple drinks and just relaxing, like, but didn't do anything bad. So give them the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't feel like I'm cheating on you. Okay. So just relax. I also feel like work on your trust issues. Okay, Ken, finally. Oof. Y'all, I'm only at 9:11, man. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of chatter before I cut you guys off. Any messages for you, Ken? It feels like nice work, but it's like almost like gaining the something back. So I don't know if you were able to turn something around business wise and like make it in your favor, like do a 180, but it just feels like fixing something or stopping it from crapping out. I don't know any other way to put it. Does that make sense? But if they're just sort of like congratulating you. I feel like you just need to remember that your guides are around you and with you and to trust your intuition more. I feel like you do hear them, but you're not sure if you're to trust it or not. So it feels like that feeling of like just they're congratulating you and it's more about a validation so you know that they're around. Come back next week. I do these every week, Jenna. Don't worry. Bloomberg doesn't switch parties. Yeah. Okay. So congratulations. King Dog Bloomberg doesn't switch parties. I'm trying to figure out what time did I say that I was cutting these off at? Okay. Alan, sent you okay this week. Okay. Mystic Dreamer, Love Life for December. I feel like it's kind of slow, puttering out, nothing exciting. I feel like yours will actually pick up in February. Elizabeth, how is Kay feeling now that you're pulling back? I feel like there's finally like peace and calm, like you're setting all of that away. I just feel like you both sort of just triggered each other so much that it was like, and I feel like Kay is not the type of person that likes conflict or likes to create conflict. And it sort of like actually was sort of a gift for you to do for both of you. So it's a good thing. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, what time did I say no new questions? Because I think I might be done. I have to figure out. Let me find that out. Ooh. Did I not put it in? Because oh yeah, I did it. 9:15. I put no new questions. So I think I'm done. I think Elizabeth Lynn was the last one. So King, do you want to BS a little bit about this political stuff real quick? I just want to make sure there's nothing. Thank you, Pisces girl, if you're still here. We do really have a nice little community. I'm reading your comments through. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments that went around the Kansas girl one when we were doing the healing and all of that stuff and and talking about her husband, and just such a nice set of people here. I really appreciate you guys. So many of you are like, I missed my turn. I really try to do these. Okay. So any of you, if you missed a chance to get a reading tonight, please know you come back. I'm here pretty much every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Eastern time. Not Eastern Central, just Eastern time, 8:30 p.m. You can email me if you want a private reading at annalisa@myspiritualfriend.com. Those are paid private readings. They are all done over Zoom. It's $100 for a half hour, $175 for an hour, just in case you're wondering. I'm worth it, I promise. I'm on Instagram, and I just kind of post little inspirational things that come to my mind. So that's at My Spiritual Friend. My website is www.myspiritualfriend.com. I try to keep it very easy and to find me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'm just going to bounce and see if King wrote anything else. And I'm going to be blocking Dinero Pornata because you are rude and immature. And I hope that you find whatever you're looking for somewhere else. Bloomberg is loaded. He can use his own money. Okay, so let's see. Jemiah, here's the beautiful thing about sending light for clearing. You can clear your own energy, and you need the light, and you can trust that. So you're gonna see that light, that white light here, right between your heart chakra, your heart and your belly button, kind of at your solar plexus. You're gonna view that white light. That is the light that we all possess that connects us to the divine source, and it is a part of all of us. And you're going to see that light. You're going to take a nice deep breath in your nose, exhaling out your mouth. See that light glow, bright, bright white light. Watch it grow. Watch it grow. See it expanding in all directions, up, down, front and back, sideways, all directions, like a beautiful ball of white light. And see it grow until it grows, expanding up through the top of your head, down, covering through your feet, your arms, just completely encapsulating you. That white light protects you, keeps you safe, helps you feel calm. You are strong and protected and empowered, and that light comes from within you and from divine source. And so it is. Cool Mans, what do you need help with? I don't understand. All I see is help, please. I'm begging. So speak up quick before I go because I want to go to bed. I'm tired. Am I real? Cool man. I don't know if you're playing a joke or not. What about anxiety? What do you mean, what about anxiety? Lauren Davis, I missed your question. Hang on. I don't think it's like the last dying grasp. And I don't think it's not like we're going to swing. We can't swing from one end to the other. We're going to have to find balance, truly, because that's where healing occurs. Going from one end to the other it's still off balance, right? I do feel like more of a balance is coming, but I don't feel like it's not going to be quite right yet, but it's going to feel more balanced in 2021. Sherry Berry. Thank you, Steph. Okay, Cool Mans, this is not the place for this. Really? Okay. So I'm going to allow you to come back. I'm not going to block you this time, but this really isn't the place for this. No more brief questions, Pauline. Really, it's like super late. I've been on almost an hour and a half, which is ridiculous for me. Lauren, I'm going to look for you real quick at 9:05. I'm sorry if I missed you, and I'll answer your questions super duper quick. Listen, I would stay and I would do and I would do and I would do for people, but I learned that it was just really not healthy for me. It's not good to not have boundaries. It's okay to tell people no. I am back. I am consistent. I do come back. So I can't scroll up to 9:05. I've been on too long to scroll up to 9:05. Lauren, hurry up. Bounce your questions in. Cool Mans. I'm not here. This is not your dimension. Well, then bounce back to your other dimension. Lauren, hurry up and type your question because I can't find it if you're still here. Good night, Julie. All right. Lauren, I'm going to say good night. Just come back next week. I can't find your question. It's not showing me. I'm tired. I've had a really, really long weekend. I want to go relax a little bit. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Many, many blessings to all of you. Peace and love and light and all that. Go out and spread kindness and joy and love into the world. You just asked if there's anything from your past loved ones. No one else is coming through right now. So I don't know. I'm very sorry I missed your question. Come back next week. 2020 is Saturn, Pluto conjunct the South Node on January 12th. 2020, it will intensify by April. There will be political clampdowns. I do believe that there will be things changing. I don't want to say horrible. I just want to say different. I try to I'm, me, eternal optimist. Annie, I answered your question. So you'll have to go and re-listen. I answered it. I don't remember where, but I answered it. Good night, everybody. Annie, I answered it. So I don't know what to tell you. I answered it. I for sure answered it. So you can find it. Just go listen back. I promise it's on here. I typed your name, but I answered it. I promise I did. I know I did. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you to my new subscribers and my old subscribers and all of my support. Don't be upset, Annie. It's there. I promise. Sweetest dreams to you all, or good day to you all if you're across the world.